Good evening, DPS families. Welcome to our first night of Family Academy's virtual class series on our How To virtual class series. Tonight's subject will be troubleshooting technology tips. And I am so glad to have you all with us tonight. Tonight will be the first of several classes that we will engage Tonight will be the first night that we will engage families in a how-to virtual class series. Tonight's class is troubleshooting technology tips. And our following classes we have classes on attendance, Power School, student information, Zoom basics, communicating with your school, Canvas, and navigating all of the DPS resources that we have online. So I want to thank you all for coming and tuning in and sharing with us tonight. And I would now like to introduce Ms. Angelique Craig Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Again, my name is Angelique Moore. I am the manager for school support services at DPSIT, and we want to go over some things that we've realized within the past month that might be able to assist you in reference to your Chromebook devices and going into some of the various platforms that you have. So I'm gonna go ahead and proceed with the video for the PowerPoint presentation tips. And again, this is just quick troubleshooting tips that we're going to talk about briefly. So first thing we're going to talk about is the Chromebooks. As you know, due to unfortunate delay in some of the Chromebooks we ordered, right now we have 3 models of Chromebooks within the district. Right now, a lot of challenges can be resolved by rebooting the device. Also understanding that at certain times the network in your area can be congested, which will also impede performance during the remote transition with others, as anyone else in your neighborhood might be home remote either for school or for work. So that will cause a performance issue with bandwidth. What we do ask for is just to confirm your login, make sure it's correct name, which of course first name hyphen last name, that, and also your password. If you have problems with the password, we'll talk about that in another slide, but we definitely want to make sure for you to log into the Chromebook, it will be with your correct account, which is first name hyphen last name. Confirm that the Chromebook is charged. A lot of times, unfortunately, it's not charged up and that's why it will go dead. Just confirm that your Chromebook is charged overnight or it has it plugged up so it's ready to go in the morning when you go to class. And also confirm the brightness. A lot of times the Chromebook gets dim, especially during the day if you have a window near you and you're thinking it's dim, and it's just because the brightness has been turned down. There's a button on your keyboard. It's in front of the 7 key, actually diagonal with the number 7 key on the top row. It looks like a little sun. And you turn on that to make it go brighter. And the one beside it looks like a dimmer sun. You hit that to make it go dimmer. So those 2 keys can make sure that it's either bright or not as bright, just for your comfort level. Again, some of you might have the Moxie hotspots. And for the tips for the Moxie hotspot, the best thing I can tell you is that this is a cellular device. And at times you'll get a stronger signal in certain areas of your house, just like with a cell phone. If you walk in certain areas, you'll get a stronger signal as opposed to a different area. So please walk around your house and decide which is the strongest area for your needs, especially if there's more than one person connected to this hotspot. As everyone should know by now with the hotspots, they're looking at it. There is a button on the face of it, of course, with the symbol for power. You press that for about 3 seconds to turn it on. The welcome logo will appear. From there, in a couple of seconds, the icon will come up saying Moxie Hotspot 2.4. The password for this, of course, is the last 8 digits of the Hotspot's IME number, which should be on the back of the box. If by any chance you did not get a box with your hotspots, or if you misplaced that box, you can still see this number in the menu screen by going to the menu, which is the button on the top of the device, top right corner. You press that, the first thing that pops up, it says device information, device info. Press the power button to select device info, and you can go into device info and be able to see this information as well. When you go to Moxie 2.4, it will show you at the bottom, it will say password. And again, it will be that last 8 digits for the password for the IME number so that you can be able to connect. Again, this connection will be filtered to comply with all Durham Public Schools internet policy for safety of the children. If after doing that, you're still not having network connectivity, we ask for you to, one, confirm that the device is charged and powered on. We also ask for you to, again, go to the menu button at the top right of the device, cycle through to device settings again, hit the power button to select device settings, and make sure to confirm the data option is checked in red. Unfortunately, we've noticed that sometimes it goes unchecked, probably by accident, or if there's something going on with the device. But if it's checked in red, then you know you're supposed to get data. And if you're not, then we know it's something that we might need to address or contact AT&T. Previously, there was an issue about 2 weeks ago, and it was an outage with AT&T. So sometimes they will let us know ahead of time if there's an outage within the area, and we're able to let you know so that you're understanding and hopefully have patience within that time while AT&T gets that issue resolved. Now, right now, a lot of people are using Zoom. So the best helpful tips that we have with Zoom, because it is a third-party vendor, we're asking some of the teachers to turn on authentications, most of the older teachers in reference to high school and middle school, just because of the Zoom bombings that we unfortunately have had recently. So this will basically ask you to log into Zoom. For you to log into Zoom, when you click on Zoom, it'll come up saying that you need to log in. Click on the login option, and then you'll see first the options will be sign in to SSO, sign in to Google, or sign in with Facebook. We ask for you to choose the option to sign in to SSO. From there, it will ask you to enter the domain. Please enter DPSNC. After you put DPSNC and hit enter, the next screen you're going to see is the Microsoft login screen. And from there, that's where you put your email address, which of course will be first name hyphen last name at dpsnc.net, and then your password that you received from your school. Then you will be signed into your Zoom. If there's any problems with that, definitely reach out to help desk. We've had a few that had some problems with their account, but that is the process to log in with single sign-on. Do not log in through the Google application. We want you to log in single sign-on and go to DPSNC for the domain, and that will prompt you to go to Microsoft login, which you will log in with your email address. Again, which will be first name hyphen last name at dpsnc.net and the password that you were provided. There are some problems that we've noticed with the camera. Again, make sure that the camera is allowed access to Zoom and the volume is allowed access to your Zoom. Those two features are the main features that we make sure that are allowed because you're asked that. Once you give the permission, the Chromebook permission, or Zoom permission to access your camera and your volume, you'll be able to have those access. Unfortunately, Zoom does take a lot of resources because of the fact that it uses a lot of video as well as audio in the background. And that will sometimes cause problems with performance, like gargle speech, or you not hearing as clearly as possible. That is a known issue that we're in talk with Zoom, and they are hoping to get that resolved because this is a bug within the latest version of Google. We do ask though for you to make sure to confirm the host hasn't muted you, which does happen from time to time. And also to test if you have an available headset, plug that in and test to see if you're having the same volume issues as well, to make sure if it's not an issue with the actual speakers on board the Chromebook, or if it is an issue with the network connectivity. And lastly, if there's still a problem, a lot of times, like I said before in the beginning, restarting the device clears up a lot of issues that come through either from the browser or from the actual Zoom client. Again, if you have any other assistance needs or if there's some more problems that I didn't talk about on these presentations, you are always welcome to contact Help Desk. We are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We do ask for you to contact your site technician at your school, your tech champion, or your teacher for resetting your passwords, just because that might be a faster option for you, because naturally our call volumes are very high. But if you do decide to call at 919-560-3837, please listen to the updated call tree for routing your calls. Press 1 for English or 2 for Spanish. And then you press 1 for account issues like network account or NCX cloud account issues like resetting your password. 2 for any other issues that you might be having, or press 3 if you want to leave a detailed voice message. Again, we do have severe call volumes during this time, so we do ask for your patience, and we will call you back as soon as we have the availability. Also, you can email Help Desk. Our email address is help_desk@dpsnc.net. And we ask for a detailed email describing your name, not your nickname, but your name when you log into school, your assigned school that's on for you to go to school at. And also, if there's an error message, if you can actually describe the error message or take a screenshot of that error message so we can do some research to try to figure out what's going on and provide correct contact information so we can either email you back or call you directly so that we can try to further troubleshoot at a convenient time with your setting. Again, thank you, and we appreciate the time that you gave us for this. If you have any other questions or concerns, we're here to help you.
Thank you, Ms. Craig Moore. So everyone who is on our Facebook Live right now, so we certainly heard the concerns of our families about needing additional tech support. And in the creation of these classes, we wanted to design them in such a way that it was very interactive. So as far as a PowerPoint or presentation, that's be short. Each time will be short, 3 to 4 slides at the most. But we certainly want to spend the rest of the time entertaining questions. So at this time, if you have any questions in regards to your hotspots, in regards to your DPS Chromebooks, please put them in the Facebook chat at this time. And we will be happy to answer those questions as best as we can. So Ms. Craig Moore, we have a question to come up. If my child has not received a Chromebook, when may I expect to get one?
Yes, we are actually in the process of, unfortunately, like with a lot of districts, we ordered some Chromebooks and they hadn't arrived in time. We are in the process of trying to get those last few Chromebooks that we've been waiting for. And once we receive that, we'll let the schools know that so we can go ahead and deploy them. I'm hoping to receive some more information as to a certain time. Hopefully was originally told it would be in October. So we haven't gotten a definite date on that, but we are waiting for that information from the vendor when they'll be received so that we can go ahead and be able to deploy to the rest of the district. But we appreciate your patience and we're sorry about this inconvenience.
Okay. And Ms. Craig Moore, our next question. What happens if my hotspot breaks?
I apologize, you broke. What did you say right at the end?
Yeah, what happens if our hotspot breaks?
If it breaks. After those suggestions I create, after charging it and it still doesn't come up, please contact Help Desk. We do have remote sites for your convenience throughout the district. Hopefully that will be convenient for you. There's one at Bacon Street, 808 Bacon Street. There's one at Southern High School, one at Jordan High School. Those 3 are open on Mondays and Wednesdays. And there's one at SDC that is open on Mondays and Wednesdays as well. And the last one is at Hamlin Road, 1817 Hamlin Road, which is open every day. So we're trying to have those throughout the district to be convenient for users to come in. If the hotspot is defective, it broke, please bring it in. We do ask for a set appointment because we do not want to have everyone come in at one time just because we are trying to keep social distancing right now through the COVID environment. And we will be able to repair that and give you another one and then send that off so we can get it repaired through the vendor.
Okay. And I have another question here along the same lines, Ms. Craig Moore, saying that the child has cracked the screen. And what's the process for that? Can she get a new Chromebook? Do I have to pay for it?
Well, the process with cracking the screen, unfortunately, we will contact our vendor so we can try to get repaired, and we need to have a detailed report in reference to how the screen was cracked. We will get that information so that we can get that repaired. But definitely we do want all of our children to be able to complete their training while we're going through that process. So again, like with the hotspot, you would need to contact help desk, schedule an appointment to come in so we're convenient with COVID and also convenient for your location. And we'll be able to have a loaner for you to be able to utilize while we're repairing that Chromebook. And then we'll be able to address any other monetary concerns if there is one.
Okay. So next question, Ms. Craig Moore. So if I can't get logged in, should I call my school first? Should I call you as far as login issues?
I'm assuming you're going to say if they forgot their password. If it's an issue of forgetting the password, we do ask for you to contact your school, your tech champion at your school, because they can be able to reset your password a little bit faster than us. By all means, we're not saying you cannot call help desk. It's just we do have large call volumes, so it will take a little longer if you're patient, and we'll be able to deal with you as soon as we can just because of our call volumes. If you cannot get in touch with your tech champion at school, definitely reach out to us. We will definitely be able to resolve that for you. And unfortunately, like I said, with the call volumes, a lot of times, most of our call volumes are heavy between 9 and 11:30. So naturally calling earlier or later is ideal.
Okay. And our next question, Ms. Craig Moore, is there anything I can do on my end to help the speed of my Chromebook? Because right now, the Chromebook is very slow. Like it takes a while for it to load up. It takes a while for it to go to another application. So is there anything I can do on my end to help with the speed of my Chromebook?
Well, right now, if you, let's just say, if you're on a Zoom, we do suggest not having any background activities while you're on the Zoom because, again, Zoom takes a lot of resources. It's very heavy resource users. So we would suggest closing all your tabs that you have open and letting that be the only thing that you utilize just because of how heavy it is. Once you finish your Zoom option, again, the less amount that you have going, the better it will be because, again, it is a Chromebook. It's not a full-fledged laptop that has more power and more RAM. It's a Chromebook so it's meant to be utilized for Chrome device, for internet devices that are not as swift and as fast. So we do ask for you not to have too many tabs open, music playing, if you will, or anything like that. Just to have that one or two tabs open to be able to resolve that issue. And again, just like with the device I mentioned before, a lot of times restarting it. Unfortunately, we are used to just closing the Chromebook and thinking that stops it, and it does not. That's actually just pause it. Restart at night, just go ahead and shutting it down, and then in the morning cutting it up does wonders as well. Closing the lid just puts it at a sleep mode. It doesn't actually stop anything. Everything is paused. And if you keep that up, that actually holds a cue daily. So until it actually does officially shut down. So we do ask for you to definitely shut it down at night so it can rest. As with anything, things resting, it comes back a lot better.
Okay. Am I able to use my connect my printer with my Chromebook at home?
Unfortunately, we don't recommend that just because we don't know what type of printer you have. Printers for Chromebook, you would have to go through cloud printing. And depending on what printer you have, you might not be able to, it might not be compatible with cloud printing. So that'll be the first thing. That's why we do not recommend, because naturally there's so many printers out there, there's no way. In theory, yes, if you have a cable, a D cable, which is actually a cable that has one end is a USB, the other end looks like a D, that's why they call it D cable. You can actually connect that to your Chromebook and print locally. A lot of printers are able to print locally to a Chromebook, but if you're trying to print on your network at home, because you need to have Google Print, Cloud Print on the computer, a lot of the printers might not be eligible and compatible with that. So we do not recommend that.
All right, thank you. I am checking to see if I have any more questions here. I have a question here. Can I download my TikTok and other social media apps on my Chromebook?
No. We apologize about that inconvenience.
Thank you, thank you. Let's see here. I don't see any more questions popping up here. Those families who are on right now, we will allow a few more minutes here. If you have any questions, please post them into the chat. So I have a question here. Can my child call help desk, or do I have to be there to put in a request for help?
Ideally, if your child is a elementary student, ideally we would need someone older too, especially if there's anything that we might want to troubleshoot with. I have been able to troubleshoot effectively with middle schoolers and high schoolers, but ideally with elementary, we would need someone, a guardian parent that would be able to assist, because if there's something of an issue that might require more than a reboot or just confirming identity to reset a password.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, we do open again till 7 p.m. and I have to admit there are times when I've worked later at the convenience of parents. Naturally, we're in a time that we are in this together, so by all means, we've made appointments after hours to make it convenient for parents. I'm a parent, so I definitely understand sometimes you need to do something after 8 o'clock. So we do make time to be able to be as helpful as necessary to make sure the children are able to get into their classes. We just need the time and patience to be able to resolve it. And we ask for that as well from you.
Okay. I think I have just one more question here. Well, actually two more now. So, and I'll ask this one first. So what are some things that I would call help desk for? You know, as opposed to contacting my school.
Ideally, you will contact your school, let's say for a password reset. And I say that to be because it's a little bit faster, because your school naturally, even though some of the larger schools might have onward over 1,000 students, they're able to quickly identify you in reference to, per se, calling me and I have no clue. And I have to go through a couple of things to make sure I identify you correctly. But it's a little bit faster in reference to that. After that, we do ask to contact us in reference, also contact the school when it comes to with requested teachers. We are IT, we do understand some of the platforms that the teacher utilizes, but when it comes to ideas as to absences, being able to have a problem with their coursework, understanding some functionality in reference to their coursework, that would be something that we do ask you to contact the school, contact the teacher. We will make sure that you are able to get into your account, get into those platforms. But when it comes to functionality, we are not, every teacher is different as to what they would like to have done. And we ask you to reach out to them in reference to that, because what I might say might be different because another teacher might not do it that exact same way. So I don't want to say to do it that one way that I know one teacher does and another one might be different. So we do ask, definitely when it comes to a situation for your class, to contact your teacher just to make sure. And if there's any other questions in reference to the account logging in, if there's a problem with the video or volume, or that you're not able to access certain web pages, definitely that's when you reach out to help desk. We'll be more than happy to assist you. And if we need to work with the teacher, we definitely will in reference to get you resolved. But we do ask for certain aspects with you going straight to the teacher just when it becomes an issue with functionality within that classroom as to how they are teaching the class.
Okay. If I'm a Spanish speaker, can I receive tech support in Spanish?
Correct. The help desk again is open from 7 to 7. When you call the help desk, the options are 1 for English, 2 for Spanish. We do have 4 Spanish speakers to try to assist. Again, we do ask for patience because we are still getting high volumes of everyone calling and asking for assistance. And then sometimes I'm able to take care of a call that might take 10 minutes. Unfortunately, sometimes some calls take longer. And unfortunately, that will delay everybody else because you're waiting during that time. So we do ask for patience with that. There is an option to leave a message. And we do have the young men that are able to listen to the message in Spanish to reach out to you. So again, if you leave a message, definitely leave a contact number so they can call you back and be able to resolve whatever issue you have. If you email the help desk and you email in Spanish, they again will take that email and they'll be able to address you again in Spanish. We just ask for patience because unfortunately we are dealing with the call volumes from before when everything kind of hit the fan until now. So we are trying to catch up and we're trying our best to be able to get back in line so that we can handle everyone within our SLA policy that we had before.
Well, thank you, Ms. Angelique Craig-Moore, for answering questions tonight for our families in the Facebook chat. Thank you for the work that you're doing in the IT department. I know that it is hot and heavy, so we certainly appreciate you taking out to help our families. And we're so thankful for this opportunity. And we hope that things that were talked about tonight and also things that we'll be talking about throughout this series of how-to classes will be beneficial to our parents. So parents, thank you all for tuning in for tonight. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.